Welcome to Career Talks with Sree. My name is Sreevidhya Santhosh, and this channel helps you to get answers regarding your higher education as well as the premium institutes. This is the first episode of Q&A session wherein I pick questions from all social media platforms of Career Talks with Sree and answer your queries. Today the first question is from Subi Varghese. Subi, the eligibility of BBA LLB program. It does not say that you should have studied any particular stream for plus 1 and plus 2 for pursuing this course. You can study either your science, commerce or humanities and then pursue your BBA LLB program. Here you have asked me that whether you should take up a 1-year course of commerce for pursuing BBA LLB. No, my dear, why? Why should you study 1 year of commerce for pursuing this program? It's not necessary at all because eligibility wise, yes, you are eligible since you have taken science program. It is one of the streams of plus 1 and plus 2, so it is fine. Go and write the entrance examinations that will help you to get a seat for BBA LLB program, which can be either CLAT if you are looking for a national law university. The exam name is called CLAT, CLAT, Common Law Admission Test, or there are exams called ALET, LSAT, like that. Or even if you're looking for a seat in any particular state, there are state level entrance examinations. You can even write those state level entrance examinations and get a seat for BBA LLB. There is no need to pursue 1-year course of commerce for getting into BBA LLB. Got it? Hey Sindhu, glad to know that your daughter is preparing for NEET examination. My best wishes for her. Now let me clear your confusion. Sindhu is asking whether she in the sense her daughter can avail an NRI category seat if she has got an NRI sponsor. Yes, she can get an NRI seat if she has got an NRI sponsor. Because in the case of NEET, there is something called NRI sponsorship seats. Okay? But the condition is the person who is sponsoring the candidate should be a resident of a foreign country and should be willing to sponsor the candidate and also should be a blood relative of the candidate. So if you have someone who is a blood relative of your daughter residing in a foreign country and is also willing to sponsor her, yes, she can avail a seat. I think Rosemaria is confused between ophthalmology and optometry. See, ophthalmologist is that person who completes his MBBS and then specializes in ophthalmology. Eye doctor, okay? So when you have a problem in your eye, you normally meet an eye doctor, right? He's an ophthalmologist, not an optometrist. He can treat you, he can give you medicines, and if there is a problem, he can even do surgery. But for that, obviously, he has to specialize, fine? But optometrist is that person who completes his BSc program. There is something called BSc optometry, and there are even higher degree programs called MSc optometry, and even you can go for a doctor of optometry. So these things are there, but they will always be technicians. You will never become a doctor who is eligible to treat a patient and give medicines. Okay, primary healthcare, primary eye care is something which an optometrist can do, but other than that, the medical treatments as well as the surgeries, these things can only be done by an ophthalmologist. Here, Rosemary is also asking me which one is more time consuming, whether it is MBBS plus ophthalmology or BSc optometry and then doctor of optometry. Fine. I would say the most time consuming would be MBBS plus ophthalmology. See, if you're just doing MBBS and getting a specialization in ophthalmology, then it won't be that time consuming. But I would say if you want to get into the higher ladders of your career, you want to really specialize, for example, you want to become a surgeon and all, then it will take more number of years. That will be more time consuming. But that's worth it. You're becoming a doctor. But if you are pursuing your BSc optometry and then pursuing further with your Doctor of Optometry program in the higher levels, you will never become a doctor. So think, Rosemaria, do you want to become a doctor or an assistant of a doctor or a technical support person. Okay, so it depends on your ambition. It depends on your passion. And then choose MBBS or BSc optometry accordingly. Good luck. Hey, it's good to know that Anamika is a CSE aspirant, which is like civil service examination, and she is right now in 12th grade. Okay, but she is confused on taking up a degree program before writing her civil service examination. I would say this is something which is very common. A lot of kids are confused on which degree has to be taken before writing civil service examination. First of all, please understand that the eligibility of civil service examination says that like you can take any degree, whether it be BA History or BA English or BTech or MBBS, anything is gonna be fine. But even here, Anamika is asking, if she is taking a subject and if she is not able to crack the CSE examination, will she be able to get a job with the degree that she is taking? Here, she is preferring to take BA Politics or some other things which is related to that. Anamika, even if you take up politics, there are a lot of career options with regard to that. Okay? After completing your bachelor's degree, you can go for your master's and then you can get into teaching, you can get into research, you can get into social sectors. There are so many things that you can do. But I would say it is a little limited compared to many other courses. But it does not mean that you won't have any other career options and you will get stuck. No, it's never like that. So always when you take up a civil service program, if you're aspiring to write a civil service examination and become a civil servant, you should also be having a plan B with you. What if you are not able to crack your civil service examination? Then what would you do? If your plan is to take up a politics program for your bachelor's, think, if I'm not able to crack my civil service exam, is it okay if I take my master's in politics and then pursue, teaching as a career? Okay, will you be happy with that? If yes is the answer, Anamika, that should be your plan B, and then go ahead. But if you're feeling that teaching is not my cup of tea or social research is not my cup of tea, then your plan B should not be getting into like BA Politics and further careers which is related to that. You should be taking some other degree program which you like. There you should be able to identify your passion and skills. It's not just that, I like civil service, so the most preferable program is politics or history. There is nothing like that, my dear. Why are that people are taking history or politics for your bachelor's program for pursuing civil service? The reason is that they get more time for their preparation compared to taking up a science program or a BTech program or a MBBS program. These kids will get some more time for preparing for their civil service examination. That is the reason. Okay? Now think of your plan B and then pursue accordingly. Good luck, Anamika. Aparna, if you're pursuing BSc Pure Chemistry now, I would say for your Masters, you can specialize. There is nothing wrong in going up for a specialization program in chemistry. But if your ambition is to become a teacher, a professor, then I would say go ahead with your Pure Chemistry in Masters also. It is fine. But if you want to get into research or any specialized areas of chemistry as such, better specialize. Maybe something like a biochemistry or a nuclear chemistry or anything as such, which you like, which is related to your passion and skills. So you should first decide what is that you want to become. Is it that you want to become a research scholar, or you want to work in some lab or some companies or organizations as such, or you want to get into a position of a professor where you want to impart knowledge to the next generation. So accordingly, you should choose MSc Pure Chemistry or a specialization subject in chemistry. Hope you got it. Whether girls have got scope in naval architecture and shipbuilding or not, that is a question of Aquilin. Aquilin, girls are everywhere now. They are into all sort of careers. If you are passionate about the subject and you think you can build a career in that, there is nothing wrong in going ahead with naval architecture and shipbuilding. Now, you've also asked what is that course? What is naval architecture and shipbuilding? I would say it is the process, maintenance and operation of vessels. Okay. When I say vessels, it can be yacht, it can be steamers, it can be icebreakers, it can be submarines, it can be ships, it can be anything. Okay. You will also be learning about how to manufacture offshore structure. You can get into research and development, or I would say research and development to repairing of any sea vessels. If you are interested in these sort of things, if you are interested in shipping industry, then you can pursue. Also, you should understand one thing. When you're working with these sort of things, you will mostly be working with places which are related to water bodies, right? Some people will get physically sick when they spend more time in sea and things like that. If you fall under that category, then you may find it little difficult to pursue a career in this. This is something which everybody has to look into before pursuing a program, whether you are a girl or a boy. That does not matter. Your physical strength is something else. Okay. So if you are a person who will not be able to handle the seasickness and things like that, then better not pursue. Or else, this is something which is good if you're passionate. Go ahead. Even though there are a lot of questions that have come up, there is always a time limit for doing a Q&A session. So I've picked in most of the questions that I felt would be useful for all people who are listening to this episode. Your queries, you can send it to all social media platforms of Career Talks with Sree, whether it be YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Also, please join our Telegram group so that you get notifications about the latest videos as well as all the exam notifications too. Send in your queries so that I can answer your questions in the next video. See you soon. Bye-bye.